What's up, Ragin Nation? How's it going? This is Alex here, and you're watching a Ragin Ronin review. Got a review for you. I checked out Anna. It's the latest action film from director Luc Besson. And Luc Besson has directed films like Leon the Professional, starring Jean Reno and Natalie Portman, as well as The Fifth Element, starring Bruce Willis, Gary Oldman, and Mila Jovovich. He's also recently directed Cara Delevingne and Dane DeHaan in Valerian, The City of a Thousand Planets, as well as Scarlett Johansson in Lucy. But also, he's known for producing some pretty solid action films, such as Kiss of the Dragon and Unleashed with Jet Li, and then there's the Transporter trilogy with Jason Statham, and of course, the Taken trilogy with Liam Neeson. So he's produced quite a number of solid action films, and when I found out he was going to be directing another action film, I was totally down with that. And he's actually known for casting a lot of models in his films, like Cara Delevingne, Mila Jovovich, and, well, Scarlett Johansson was in Lucy. But now we have another one of his films starring a model, and that is Sasha Luce. And I don't think she's ever been in any films before. I think she's just a model that he decided to cast in his film, and then he turned her into a total femme fatale in this film, because that's what this film is about. It's about KGBs, and like she's like a KGB assassin. And this film also stars Cillian Murphy, Luke Evans, as well as Helen Mirren. Now, when I saw the trailer for it, I was sold. I want to watch another action film from Luc Besson. And then what I ended up getting was something that was substandard. You know, there's other films out there that are really good that are Luc Besson productions from his company EuropaCorp, but unfortunately this one isn't it. Now, one of the biggest problems in this film is really that I'm not that sold by the actions. She's a model who plays a model who also doubles as an assassin. And you know, like I really liked there's really only two big action sequences, okay? I only liked one of them, all right? But I'm not entirely sold on Sasha Luce being a KGB assassin. I'm not entirely sold on that, just because she might look the part, but she doesn't play the part that well. And I'm talking about the stunt work, the physical stunts. And some of it's pretty ridiculous. I'm talking about like tons of henchmen running at her. She has a gun, like why would you run at her? And a lot of the moves that she doesn't look convincing. Like, for example, how can a skinny girl like her throw this guy who's twice as big as her? And, you know, a lot of it's not that convincing, and a lot of it's just pretty standard. And like a lot of the bad guys just do stupid things to make her look good. But I'll tell you that the restaurant fight was pretty badass, okay? But the rest of the movie kind of suffers because of the way the story is told. This is a very non-linear storytelling style, kind of like you know, Pulp Fiction, where it goes back and forth. This one isn't told linear, and the fact that it isn't linear is very gimmicky. It's extremely gimmicky because it uses that tool to try to keep the audience's attention. But every time it says, okay, 2 years later, or 3 months later, or 6 years earlier, or 6 years after, anyways, they keep on doing that throughout the movie, and it's just like a very time-hopping type of film. Not time travel, but time-hopping. Every time it does that, I started feeling like groaning, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, well, how did they do that? Or what's next? Or what didn't we learn the first time? And once you watch it, like, oh, okay, right? And, you know, we're supposed to feel like this is intelligent filmmaking or intelligent storytelling. Come on. You know, you don't have to keep on doing that. Like I said, it's very, very gimmicky, and it's just a way to keep the audience engaged, because had this movie been completely straight up linear, I think that the audience would not be able to connect with any of what is going on. Another thing about this film is that it's very cliched in the sense that there's just too much double crossing going on. It's like there's a lot of double crosses, okay? Like you never really can predict what is going on at the beginning, but then later on you're able to predict it just by merely guessing, like it happened before, or wouldn't it happen later, and why wouldn't it happen again, and why wouldn't it happen again? You know what I'm saying? So I think that I think they do too much of everything, too much of the time hopping, too much of the double cross, and too much of unconvincing action. Like the physical stunt work is just not convincing. And it's a movie which really does try so hard to make it feel convincing, and it's not. And the only reason why I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 10 is because that restaurant fight is pretty badass. I love the choreography in it. I love that it was pretty innovative, and they did a lot of things that, you know, that was pretty creative. And, you know, the first and second double cross were kind of cool, okay. And then I also liked the bit parts where Cillian Murphy was in it. Luke Evans, this is not one of his best films for sure. I think he kind of just he just looks like he's the same throughout the entire movie. It's pretty much the way he is throughout the entire movie. The way you see him at the beginning of the movie is the way he is throughout the entire movie. There's nothing really going on there. And Helen Mirren just always seems pissed off the whole time. And yeah, that's about it. And Cillian, like, they don't give any of these characters any real good lines. Like, there's nothing really memorable in the dialogue at all, and it feels like the movie just moves a bit too fast. Like, there's so much like plot that's missing from the movie, but they decide to just go back and forth to try to retell it. And it's gimmicky, like I said. Anyways, I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 10. Check it out if you want to check out some femme fatale action, but there are better films out there if you want to look for some femme fatale action. For example, Atomic Blonde. It feels like this movie is trying to be Atomic Blonde, but Atomic Blonde succeeds way more. You know, if you're looking for a KGB film that's like set in the 80s or 90s, these films, between the two films, Atomic Blonde does it way better. Anyways, that's all I gotta say in this review. I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 10. No need to be in a rush to go check it out. Wait for it to be streaming and then go check it out if you really need to. And there you have it. As always, if you enjoyed this review, you want to see more, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the YouTube channel, like me on Facebook, The Ragin Nation. Also follow me on Twitter, Ragin Nation. My name is Oxy. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Peace.